Hello. Things should be up and running now. And things are live.
Hello.
There is a roof floating around in the track area here. Working on a camera system. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Welcome to the stream, folks. This is the Resonite Art Team Office Hours. I'm Aegis Wolf, and over there is Rushen of the Resonite Art Team. Here to answer questions about creating stuff within Resonite or using Resonite. Welcome to the stream, a master.
You said render UI so I can see the camera.
The
If that doesn't break things.
render private UI. No, not that one. It's the render preview. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. In order to ask questions, you simply just type in chat and put a question mark at the end. And it will show up on our Twitch chat. I'm just messing around with a racetrack that originally Rue created and I helped update it. So, yeah. Something fun to work on while we wait for certain things here and there, and as a little break between other projects. Well, I can bring that out right now to answer Master's question about the Help tab. So, if I go to Facets, Help Screen, there we go. Well, that's big. There we go. I'm gonna go into Smooth POV. So, right now, the functionality that was recently added was to make certain chapters that aren't filled out yet to basically be locked. So if I click on here, you'll see like all these different ones. Right now the text kind of looks different because it still needs to be translated and the translation or document to be set up as well. But so far, the main priority is to get the Getting Started tab, which these are like very basic overviews of the core functionalities of Resonite that uses like a guided video and text tutorial showing you how to do the various things within Resonite. The thing I did yesterday was record videos for a basic building tutorial. I can actually bring in the videos that I recorded. It's only one more I gotta record. Let's see here. Is it help screen, categories? Basic building demo. There we go. Yeah, this video I just was messing around showcasing the most basic tools you can do to create content within Resonite. The shape tool, the brushes, the color tool, and the glue tool. Albeit there's much more advanced ones like the material tool and such, but those will be their own like more in-depth pages. So I just did like a one-shot recording, just making like almost like a bonsai tree in a pot, building it out with brushes and procedural meshes, and then tinting it. And then the video after that, after gluing it, is, well, saving it and teaches users how to save objects in a variety of different ways, whether it be via the radio menu, saving it in your inventory, and also showing that you can't save in the Resonite Essentials. And, where is it? The Essentials building. Yeah, there's the saving objects one, but where was it? also did a little video on that you can import objects or assets into Resonite as well. Now in the background you have a whole bunch of different examples, whether it be models, raw files, different types of images, a video, and a 3D model, and then a 3D model being imported right away. Even got a couple of font files, a text file, and a PDF. Kind of like subtly hinting that, hey, you can import all these different things that you can just straight up import in here, and it'll also detail more information in like more advanced building. It's like these two categories here are just the more in-depth versions of what these are showing. Like the building kind of showcase that you can, or the basically the different parts of building, whether it be with the dev tool and flux tool. I did make demo video as well near the end showcasing there's much more that you can do with like a dev tool. Same with the protoflux tool. Not really exactly showing that, you know, how to use those tools per se in these. It's just like click here to learn more. At first it would be going to the wiki, but once we've written down like the documentation of how to use these tools, if a user wants to learn more how to use the more advanced tools, they could. So I did like a little demo of both like the dev tool, and now this is the Photoflux tool.
Slow down the videos a little bit.
Yeah, I learned DaVinci Resolve off like straight out of this, so I can just quickly edit it.
Camera's working now though.
Oh, that's good. Where is it?
So we got these little cones. You just duplicate them, and it'll just know where to go, and it transfers the view of that cone to the screen up here.
I see.
I'll place them around the map a little bit so we can see the different like. They're all live views too, so you can see me running around. Whee!
Oh, that's cool. You could even make one where it does a look at to the nearest user.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hello.
it's showing you now. Um, oh, yeah. Some of the things we want to at least try to finish filling out, other than the getting started, is as much as we can, at least the controls and dashboard. Right now, of course, you'll have like right away the controller layouts that you can cycle through. At first, it will show you the one you're currently using, and then you can just cycle through the different ones that we have set up. And if you want to go back to your current one, you just click this button. It'll show up here. And some of the other things we filled out is we'll be filling out badges information of like what each name badge color and or name tag color and name badge color mean, as well as what each uh, how you get it. There's even a list of all the team members, and then like a simple information about Resonite and Yellow Dogman Studios, as well as licensing information, including the fact that all the models that we make and provide are under CC BY 4.0, as well as this will contain the licenses of the libraries that Resonite uses. If I go up one to the links, it's kind of self-explanatory. You got like these links here for like Resonite and subscribing if you want to support us or get more storage. You got pretty much what you need, as well as our socials. In here, that was recently added, and organized is the Resonite bot commands. There's so many of them that we had to make subcategories for all of these. For example, this one, you just do /echo, type in a message, Resonite bot will just echo whatever it is back to you. Another kind of list that will be useful will be the real-time, or not real-time, rich text formatting. Real-time formatting. Well, I guess it is real-time formatting if you're typing it out, but uh, it'll also be a list of like the different things you can do with text. I did showcase it a bit last stream, so we still have to get the templates for it so it automatically populates the data for it. And of course, anything that isn't done yet will have this coming soon and link to the wiki. Yes. Especially having the like all the stuff for new users in here, really useful for onboarding, but have it also be a reference where people can go back to and find things that they'll most likely need. Have it be a resource. And I know there was some confusion about this replacing the migration tab. It'll be its own tab. Alongside everything else. So that would mean 11 different tabs. Be interesting. 12 if you have the other one. Also, welcome to the stream, Sejin. There's a few other things that we did today.
Plants too.
Yep, that's what I'm going to be grabbing right now. Within the Resonite Essentials now.
Whoa. Thank you for rating, Decoy.
Welcome. Hello. We get into that. May as well spawn these out real quick here. For those just joining, welcome to the Resonite Art Team Office Hours. If y'all got questions about content creation within Resonite or using Resonite, feel free to ask him. We're just sitting around, Rue's building a camera system, and we're on a racetrack this time.
Yep, this was a map we built a while back, and we're coming in and updating it, adding some new features, and just making it look overall nicer.
It's one of Rue's personal projects I've been helping out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely take a car, a couple of vehicles on a drive around it pretty soon. But before we get on that route, these plants that are within the essentials. Actually, let me render my private UI here so you can see. So I got the Resonate Essentials. For those unfamiliar, this is where we have like a lot of things available to everyone by default within Resonite in your inventory. You won't be able to save to this folder, but you can always make folders in your base inventory and save into there. So under assets, got like a couple different categories here based off of different licenses, and then we have our own folder here, which is also under CC BY 3D models, plants, and then you have these three right here. Those are the recently updated plants. they now have LODs on them. So the farther away the meshes are, the lower the details they are, because you're not going to be able to see them from far away. And the reason why there's two different setups of these is one has an animated material that's contained within this ball right here. You can basically take the material out of this and then organize it using the dev tool however you like. And then these contain the different wavy materials that is applied to these textures or models, and they also have LODs applied as well. And then we have all the meshes here, including LODs we didn't really use. Went through in Blender and can easily see how I optimized them by going through this here. So I got this nice detailed plant, and then the more I go to the right, the less triangles it has, until each leaf is made out of two triangles. And the stem is actually made out of two triangles. Actually, where's the most crazy one? Oh, there it is. Now, this plant right here just turns into like giant spikes like that. But very far away, you wouldn't really notice it. It'll just blend in as if it's like a normal plant. So yeah, these are now available for everyone to mess around with. Actually, I can open it up to show you how the... I'll need that tool as well. Did I? I thought I left... Okay. There's my multi-tool. There we go. Let's take a look at this. May as well showcase what the LOD component looks like. Currently, unless if it's fixed within the latest pre-release, it works in here, but it's broken in the pre-release of the splitting builds. But this is what it looks like here. You got your LOD group, and each one of these is an LOD. You can always add or remove them. These sliders here choose how much the mesh needs to be taken up by your screen, because it's going by the resolution that each object is taking on your screen rather than a distance. Currently we don't have crossfading, so there isn't a way to smoothly transition between them at the moment. That is something that has been made into a feature request, if I recall. Something that we want to look into in the future. But it's something you can still definitely use. Basically make a mesh render for each LOD. That means you can have different materials for the LODs as well. For example, these trees here, close to the LOD, it uses those wavy materials, but after a certain distance, it's just static, because you can't really tell if it's waving or not. So that is a good question from Petro770. How taxing is LOD changing to the engine? I am not the one to ask for that, but that is a good question to ask on Probable Prime's office hours on Tuesdays, or Frux's office hours on Sundays. We have another question from Tobbs 2007. Not sure if you're the right person to ask this, but do the model-specific components have a use to the user? Um,
I'm not sure which components they're talking about.
Yeah, I would probably need to have that clarified of what kind of models.
As for how taxing the LEDs are, because I heard that when I was over there, there's like I think around a few hundred trees in this current map, each one of them with LOD with multiple levels and getting good frame rate. So I don't think it's too bad. It generally helps more than hinders, especially if you have a lot of dense, like mesh, specifically plants.
And we're going to be adding more trees as well. We had to delete a few. Just did some landscaping, so we need to replant some trees. The track was changed to have like the terrain kind of meld with it.
We're also going to be adding some more, like some of the smaller plants from one of the other packs. Don't forget to take the camera off your face.
Yeah, I was just flying around the track, showing them how big it was.
There we go. Yeah, it's a pretty large track, honestly. Much wider than it was before.
Move the chat over here and turn off that so you don't see the menu. The UI modals. Oh, okay. Modal overlay and modal overlay manager. I'm not sure. Although the modal that is currently on the help tab right now is actually manually created at the moment. So we're going to Resonite team storage.
I mean, if someone wanted to edit like the dash, because that is something technically that like people can do, or if they want to like make their own UI for other games and things, those are probably when they're going to be using those.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the modals are actually properly, made to be updated by the content team yet, or our team. It's like a lot of these UIX components are built out of different building blocks, and that would include that. I think those were used for things like specific old menus, and when you first start up Resonite, you have like your account creation process. So I'm thinking some of those might still have a use in the future to the user, even if they update, just so that you can make your own models.
Eventually, all the UI is going to be converted to like what the dash is and what the help screen are. So a lot of the code generated ones are going to be. Oh, careful. A lot of the code generated ones are going to be replaced with ones the content team makes.
Yeah.
Show off some of the cars.
Yeah. The New World prompt and the thing in the desktop tab use it. Oh, I know what you're talking about. When you open up, you got the modal pop-up. If you want to change your display or open your keyboard. That makes sense. Kind of clean up the plants real quick.
Yep.
Oh wait, I already have the camera out. Duh. So this right here is one thing that we had earlier. It technically is in the essentials. It's just an older version of it. There's been several updates to this vehicle system, and I've been hearing folks about testing the vehicles that people have made in Resonite, and like the performance so far being like really good. And like the splitting or optimization updates haven't even been finished yet. And there's like more updates to come, whether it be upgrading the physics engine to a newer version. This does not include things like updating with new features, just updating to the existing features, but a newer version of the engine. Also, I should probably grab Twitch chat. So I can actually read. There it is. Yes, Emerald, it is car. So let me duplicate this for you. There we go. Oh, I think duplicating it breaks it. I'm gonna spawn it out again. So you can have a copy, Rue. There it is. Shout out to Jack the Fox Otter for making this wonderful Twitch chat. Also gonna duplicate it anyways to have the existing messages there. Don't do this in real life, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Reading chat and I can see some of the cameras we placed around the place. Oh,
I'm watching the big screen to see if I see you.
yeah, I got launched into the air a little bit.
Oh yeah, there you are.
I also noticed some effects got kind of covered up with the blur effect that's on the speed of the car. I'm gonna have to adjust some of that. Emerald Sun Disk asks, what is this world?
I think it's just called Forest Road. This version of it isn't out yet. Once me and Aegis are done here, I'll replace the world orb so that this update gets pushed to it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be updating the
Forest Road. No space. This is actually where we were working on the car in the early days as well, fixing up a lot of it and creating the template itself, the old version of this map at least.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one's pretty cool. I like the hover one.
Yeah, this one is another system. Has parts of it within the vehicle system, but it physically is not touching the ground. It actually uses raycasts underneath it. I showcased this a while ago. There's definitely some more updates I want to do to this, including fixing a problem with desktop controls at the moment, but I've got it fixed mostly for the car that's right now in front of me. Oh, Whoops. Move it there. I can hear the wind effect you added in here.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to climb this edge again. Come on. There we go. I need to like spawn some like ramps around the place. Oh, whoa.
Like the loop-de-loop.
That or if you remember,
The tube.
yeah. Essentially, we made a brush that was basically a tube. If you put a mesh collider on it, you can drive on it. If I go through my inventory, it might still exist somewhere.
Damn.
Folks still tuning in, definitely feel free to ask questions.
Help tab's almost done, so we take little bits of it out each day and work on it. Figured we showcase something a little fun on the stream as well with this map.
Yeah, our priority for the help tab is getting started portion of it done, and then seeing what else we can fill in afterwards.
It'll launch with that part at least.
Yeah. Something like that would be easy to update because it will be in your help or in your dashboard under its own tab in addition to the rest of them, as well as it'll be in the essentials. That's where we can update it ourselves, and in the Avatar Gazebo and tutorial world, which are worlds that we can update.
We're also doing localization for all of the different tabs and settings so that people can go in and translate the help tab.
Yeah. Also, welcome to the stream, Kite. Sorry, if I remember correctly, I did.
This Twitch chat is reconnecting. I think that one might be broken.
Yeah, I duplicated it twice. The one on the left works because I spawned it from the inventory, and the one on the right is the existing ones or messages.
Yep. Actually, I'm gonna add some more plants to this place too. I have a bunch of the.
Oh, that's where I parked.
Were we showing the updated like Sojourner pack?
I mean, if you want to bring it out.
Yeah, I'll bring that out real quick.
But you haven't added it to the essentials yet.
Yeah, I haven't finished updating it.
That's not even showing the. Do you have the palm trees? Oh, that's a separate pack, isn't it?
They're right here. I just made them small so they would fit on the.
I see.
Let me flip it around here. That way the. So we had a bunch of like CCO trees that were from some really old package off like Open Game Art, I think it was. and we had a atlas texture for a bunch of like tropical plants. So I recreated the style of the CCO plants with the like nicer texture that we have for it's really the same plants we used on Sojourner, but we touched up the texture, gave it custom maps, and applied the like extra materials that it had, so like normal map and height map, so that the plants actually have like a nice PBR setup.
So yeah, to answer what you were talking about, Kite, will there be options added to the plants in the Dawn assets? This is your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do also like we have that. I think we showed it off earlier during the stream before Kai had joined, but we have the ones that Aegis was showing. Those have more options for like LODs and like whether or not they're wavy. There's setups for them if you want to do like leaf particles. Uh, that way people can use them. And then we have the raw assets in there as well in case someone wants to use higher poly versions of the models, which are not actually on the default versions. Uh, or if they want to set up their own LED stuff. The reason why there's so many of the same ones here is because I have different LODs for each of the trees. So this line right here is all the high def ones, which are the base model.
Oh, I see. That's how it's organized.
Yeah, so like this row back here is the lowest level of detail.
Definitely.
Oh, we could also show off dunes.
You want to head over there?
Yeah, let me load it up.
Just gonna make sure I saved this version of the car. Yeah, one of the
Yeah, you're
things.
actually already in there.
Wait, we're in both already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, to kind of explain what was going on with the desktop controls for those interested. So within the, actually, let me just. Oh, oops! I just accidentally cleared chat again. At least the one that I have on me. If I go into the raw inputs and go to my smooth POV here, this tall tower protoflux is all the different control schemes or inputs that you have, ranging from the different types of controllers you have, minus the actual physical controls like the steering wheel and the buttons there, but it has stuff like the keyboard input for desktop. Now, the problem with keyboard inputs, why I have it set up right now, in order to make it local to the user that's driving the vehicle, I have to get the user that's, well, in the seat, which pretty much is this dynamic variable, and I have to make sure it is the local user. And then what I do is I take that, if it's the proper user it should be using, and it is a specific key held, then it goes to that input. But by default, if it's just this, then it's the key pressed for anyone, not for a specific user. And you would see all the different cars or whatnot end up starting to move on their own, or turn, or change states. So, the problem with this, it's now local to the user that's driving it. Earlier, when, for example, Rue is in the vehicle and is pressing the left and right arrow keys, you wouldn't be able to see the tires turning. So the fix that I had to do, oh, looks like I got one more to plug in here, is to add a fire on true and a fire on false plugging into a Boolean latch. And then there, it goes to the actual inputs. The only one I have to really do this for is the desktop mode. Everything else really just works just fine. It's mainly due to the fact that I have to do this in order to make sure it's a local user. So simply I have to finish going through all these inputs here and update them to this, and then transfer it to this vehicle, which ironically was where this piece of code was from, was put into here, and then I have to take the updates I did with this and put it onto there. Evil but necessary flux, yes, but if you're writing just a simple bool or changing the state of like on or off, it's like a binary switch or a single bit, so it's too much cheap compared to, say, for example, a float value or a string. We have another question from Kite. Also, at some point, will you guys add more furniture? Well, a different style of furniture to the Dawn assets? Eventually, we do want to branch out with different art styles, etc. Like, one of the next things, though, that we want to do after the splitting is plan out a new beginner's experience. And a part of that is making a kind of a guided tutorial, like a gamified one. And part of that will be a new modular set, which will be a more generic kind of pieces of like building pieces, ramps, walls, floors, ceilings, stairs, doors, windows, etc. Will still be in the same style, just a bit more flexible with the amount of pieces there are. I did showcase this quite a bit ago on some office hours ago, but for like other projects, other games, I think that would be pretty cool. Although if folks do have things that would go well in the essentials, there is a submission system within GitHub if you want to submit a folder that has, like, say, open source or licensed or permissively licensed assets like furniture or building parts into the essentials. You can do that by submitting them into this GitHub, and folks can look through and upload them into the different categories that we have within the essentials. Whether it be like an asset like a 3D model, mesh, or material, or texture, or sound effect, whatnot, or even like fully built out things like tools or gadgets or avatars that you want featured in the Resonite Essentials, you can do that as well. And yes, Dynamis, there's a lot of things that would make uh, a lot of things that collections would make simpler,
Mm-hmm.
and even more so with actual rigid body physics, because this is using a character controller, which is what's controlling us right now as players. Although one thing I will do real quick is save this car, since I just did that one fix there. And
Mm-hmm.
then we can hop to Dunes. Actually, that map is really fun to go on the hover bike. That way you can get really good stunts in there. Whoop. Here we are.
You'll need to spawn out all your streaming gadgets.
let's start by spawning out the camera. This is where I was earlier, although in the older version of it. Now, let's...
Oh yeah, we had updated this since the last time you streamed on the office hours.
Twitch Chat Pro, bring that in. There we go.
I actually used the new plants that I was working on in here as well.
You see that?
Once I'm finished like setting them up properly, then they'll be in the essentials. But until then, they're coming soon. TM. They just made this nice building here. I had a like work in progress version of this building that I had made that I'd stuck here, and I hadn't had time to replace it. But they just made this nice version of it here. We finally got it set up, materials set up. Still need to do the colliders at some point, but it's good enough for people to run around it, have fun. So this is actually live, like this version of the map. It's just dunes to replace the old one. So
Yeah.
new skybox.
We were also
using
here
the Dawn one.
in the recap stream as well, too.
Mm-hmm. After the splitting, there'll be some more updates that happen to honestly a lot of the maps we've been working on.
I'm pretty much going to be
Reflection Probe Pass.
updating everything.
Yeah.
Almost everything that we've made with you.
You should fly the thing around to show how big this map actually is. It's a lot bigger than it looks.
Yeah. This is just the main oasis area.
Looking over the distance.
Hmm? Say again?
So I like going over the dunes and just looking up into the distance.
Ah. Give me a moment here.
When we were working on the car, this was one of the original places that we used to test like bumpy terrain or like jumps and how it reacts whenever it flies off of things.
Oh, I need to make a ground effect for this thing. Ow. This isn't even on the splitting build yet. This is probably one of the first things I'm going to be testing on the splitting build, is this system here. Oh. Actually, I could...
You may not like the thin collider.
Could do this even better by adding a camera anchor.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of rotating it around. Oh, now it's a smoother camera. It's interesting. I gotta make the flips faster. We go to the edge of this map. This is quite a large map here. This uses a neat trick to kind of give a sense of fog in the distance. Where the terrain kind of blends into like an orange in the distance. Well, it is smooth because of the camera anchor now.
Kinda. I pulled up the stream to see what it looks like.
Oh gosh. It's probably like jittering here and there, actual although an actual custom system would be interesting.
Yeah. We need like a car mode for the camera.
Or some kind of like a set of different camera anchors just for vehicles or fast moving objects.
I will say that once you're on the vehicle, like in game, it is a lot smoother than what the stream is showing. Cool. You know what's funny? When I tuned into the stream, it started showing me like a car ad, and they were driving through the desert.
Oh my god.
That's like content aware.
Sneaky, sneaky Amazon in their advertising. Damn.
Yeah, we'll be here for I think another 10 minutes, or actually 5 minutes, to answer any questions people might have.
There you are.
Anything content related, content or art.
I keep on forgetting. I gotta flip the camera view, or at least
That's
add an
fine.
option for it, because I can flip it in the camera control panel here, but not on the camera itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might even make it a GitHub issue so I can not have to forget it again.
Again, if anyone wants to come check out this map themselves, it's just called Dunes, Finesse, and yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to make it light, but also large. That way, people could run around and do stuff or build things. Um, so it run pretty well on most computers. When I tried out the pre-release of the splitting, and I came here to this version specifically, I had 260 frames on desktop.
Damn.
It's
And
crazy.
like um yeah, a friend of ours went through the splitting demo or pre-release and used like a much more advanced vehicle system and went through spawning it out usually would hitch the session, but once going into the vehicle and starting it up and driving it around, having 6 of them in a world, all driving at once, was about like 60 frames. I forgot which map they were in though, but it was a racetrack world.
Yep. It was a lot more heavy than this one. So the fact
Yeah.
they were getting 60 FPS was pretty nice. Even when I went to a world with real-time shadows that were soft and a real-time reflection probe at a decent resolution, I was getting 160 FPS with all that. Got about 3 minutes left. If anyone wants to ask anything, I
Anything.
think for the most part, a lot of what we're doing right now is keeping an eye on the splitting, doing some pre-release testing, popping in every once in a while after Fruits does their updates and sending in issues.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to help with that, make sure you look at the GitHub and read the page on how to test and what we're testing at the time. That way you can, give good feedback. I think they still have to implement the VR portion of it, but people could try it out in desktop mode.
Yep, that is
It is
correct.
really fun.
Actually, let me just double check in the Discord just to see. Let's check the dev log, or actually no, updates real quick. Bug fixes splitting build. Oh, this is actually even newer than what I even saw. Uh,
Yep, Fruits puts out updates like crazy.
go. Fix transforms, render. Well,
They've
mainly
been working
just
real hard on it.
some bug fixes. Mm. Definitely, Fruits, if you ever watch this, make sure to take breaks as well, too. Because I know he said he's going to be taking a little bit of a break after that update,
Yep.
like that pre-release update. So,
There, in reference to so I might botch your name. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Dynamis. Someone the other day that I was playing with, they had a laptop with integrated graphics, and they ran it at full resolution. I think it was like 1440p, and they were getting 40 FPS on an integrated graphics card on a laptop. That's pretty good, and it was a pretty heavy world too.
That's impressive. That'll definitely help, especially some of our business clients that have just mainly corporate issued laptops.
Also, yeah, these plants are part of a new pack that I'm getting ready. I haven't finished setting up all the plans yet, but they will be in the essentials eventually.
Yeah.
I was using dunes to test how they look in some environments. I might tweak the colors on the leaves a little bit, but for the most part, they are almost done. I need to finish doing the LODs for the trees. Those are I take my time setting up the LEDs because the way the component works in here is a little odd. It's not broken, it's just odd. And there's a difference between how a desktop user interacts with the LED component and a VR user interacts with it. So I usually need either another person to help me look at the object or to swap back and forth between VR. So usually me and Aegis will work on them together, and we'll just be like, yeah, it looks good for me, and then he'll say it looks good for him, and then we'll okay it. That's actually what we finished doing for the refresh of the current plants. We just added LODs to all of those, so that's what we were doing today.
Yep. We just need to add them to the current worlds that they exist in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Also, hello, Autumn Blessings. You're at pretty much the tail end of the stream, but definitely around 6 p.m. Central is when we usually stream our team office hours. Every Wednesday.
Yep. It did just hit 7, so this is probably where we'll call it for today.
Yeah, so
but thank you everyone for coming out, checking out stuff, asking questions. We'll see you next week.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye. Just do this and